You have been working on this deal for months. I mean, 3 to 4 months. And it came to a point right now where you're at a standstill. Nothing is going forward. And you're curious why this happened. However, there was a way that you could have prevented this. A small, simple thing that you could have asked, but you didn't. In this episode, I'm going to tell you what that is and how you should go about fixing it. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist Podcast. I'm your host, Donald C. Kelly, the Sales Evangelist. And I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. On this episode, I'm going to tackle a topic, something that I have made a mistake on. And you heard about it in the teaser. This is something where many of us as sales professionals, we just get happy ears, or we get so excited that we don't do the due diligence that we need to. And then it leads to us having situations where the prospects are ghosting us, or where the deal is stalled. And I want to give you a way how you can fix that. I'm going to give you some guidance and some help and just break this all down for you. If this is your first time listening to this episode, please, or this podcast, please go ahead and subscribe. Each week we'll drop a new episode, something that can help you 3 times a week to close deals or to increase your pipeline size with quality opportunities. Now, let's go back to this problem at hand. I've been in this situation. You've been in this situation. The prospect and you are talking. Things are going really well. They're interested, clearly. However, it got to a point where the deal just stalled. They're not getting back to you. Things aren't moving forward. Things happen on their side, but you're clueless as to what has happened. There's several things you could have done. Obviously, you could multi-thread, and obviously you can use some, in this situation, you can use the other information, other people to get information and intel that can help you get some insight if your champion is no longer speaking to you, or if they've ghosted you. Perhaps there's many different reasons. Could be on vacation, could be ill, or could be they're just not interested anymore and don't know how to tell you. Now, what I found is that there could be other reasons that you could find out sooner than later. But however, salespeople don't ask this. It's the title of this episode, and you can use a variation of this question. It's simply asking the prospect early on in the sales process, perhaps in your discovery, after they've explained their challenges and you talk to them about your solution, and they see that this could work, and there's a bridge or a gap that's being a bridge that's covering or bonding or this gap that's there. Now, how do you go about getting the intel? What I found is that because of the relationship that you've built so far, the rapport that you have with this prospect, it's easier for you to be able to ask this question. The question could go to some kind of variation towards this. There's no one way to say it, but essentially it's asking, what do you see that could prevent us from partnering together? Maybe you could start giving them some insights or some examples. Because here's the situation. Oftentimes, the champions that you have may not have ever purchased your offering, your solution before. They may have done B2B purchase, but they probably just haven't purchased your solution prior to in their career. Or perhaps they did in a different company and things has changed over the past 3 to 4 years. So getting from them what could be that situation. This also gives you an idea of the lay of the land. But here's an example. Perhaps you tell them, Donald, what do you see that could prevent us from partnering together? Again, this point, the prospect is super excited because they see that this stuff could work. Maybe they say, well, maybe the pricing, or perhaps, my, getting buy-in from my leadership team, or, we're getting ready for a merger, or we're getting ready for a busy season. We're going to conferences because maybe the supervisor is on paternity leave or maternity leave. So there's so many different things that could come up. You can share some of these examples and get their brain to start drumming up some of these thoughts, because maybe they probably have happy ears, to be honest, if they really like your offering. But when they take it back home, so to speak, and then they share this with the organization, they may discover some of these things. So preventing that from happening, you can bring that up. So one, ask them the question, what do you see that could prevent us from partnering together and helping you guys solve this, the CRM problem? Or giving them some ideas, such as, what could prevent us from partnering together? Some of the things I've seen in the past is 1 could be not getting buy-in from leadership, 2, maybe so-and-so, or 3, maybe so-and-so. They could start thinking about this, molding over it in their mind and say, well, you know what? Yeah, I definitely do need the leadership buy-in. Or, yeah, we do have to get procurement. Or, man, yeah, we do have to get legal involved earlier because of the size of the deal. What this does for the prospect, it shows that you know what you're talking about. It gives them confidence in you. And it helps them to be able to realize they're working with a professional, someone who has done this before, and this is not a guinea pig. This is not a testing situation. They're not the prototype. You have done this hundreds of times, so to speak. But again, this will help you preventing those situations from happening later, because now they won't feel bad having an awkward conversation with you, because you have outlined to them that you know what situations like this has happened before. Therefore, you know how to work through that. They're going to feel more confident to come to you in case something comes up with leadership. They might say, Donald, yeah, the leadership is not giving buy-in. I don't know what to do. What have you done in the past? And then now you can guide them and help them with that, as opposed to them feeling weird about, man, he was so excited. I'm so excited about it. I'm just going to keep trying to figure it out. I'll respond to him in a week, in a month. And next thing you know, nothing ever happened and the deal stalls and die on a vine. We can't allow that to happen. Obviously, again, if you multi-thread, that could help in a situation. But this simple question could prevent all of that. So why don't sellers do this? Here's what I find. One, they don't have the confidence. Two, they just don't know. And maybe they've just been naive to the whole situation. Or three, they feel awkward. If I ask this question, it could have kiboshed the deal. What I say in my head is like, think about this. I want to grab them by the shoulder and shake them. If you don't do this and there is a problem later on, listen, it doesn't really matter if you ask this and they get upset at you. More than likely, they won't. Like, why are you leaving everything to this chance and this probability because you're just afraid that it could happen? Well, if it's going to happen, if they're going to blow up on you, that's probably not the type of customer you want. And they're probably going to have problems and later on in the first place. So my philosophy on that is that don't be afraid of asking those questions. This shows your professionalism. And in my case, when I've done this, I've never had somebody blow up on me and get upset and say, why are you asking me these questions? No, they see you as a professional. Just like if I go to the doctor and the doctor asks me questions that may be a little bit more personal, of course I'm more inclined to answer, because that doctor has helped many individuals through a situation before. It's how I get passionate about this. I don't want you to have stalled deals. I want your deals to be able to go through your pipeline smoothly. This podcast is designed to help you to 3 to 5x your sales pipeline with quality opportunities and help you to be able to make sure you close twice as many deals. There's no tricks or gimmicks. It's mastering the fundamentals. Once you can do all of these things, I promise you'll see an uptick in your close rate. You'll see an uptick in the quality of deals in your pipeline. But I'd love to hear from you. I know this 5-minute tip went over the 5-minute mark a little bit. Go ahead on LinkedIn, drop me a message and let me know. Does this make sense? Have you used a type of question like this? Do you do it consistently? I would love to hear. Hit me up on LinkedIn, Donald C. Kelly. If you want to stay connected with us, you can also find more details in my show notes. But weekly on LinkedIn, I'm doing an audio live with me and a guest, or me answering questions, almost like an AMA, to help sales professionals, individuals like you and me, to 3x our sales pipeline and to close more deals. If you'd like to find more information, just go ahead and connect with me on LinkedIn or go to the show notes and see information about it. I can't wait to connect with you. As always, we want you to thrive. We want you to succeed. We want you to raise your level of thinking. We want you to 3 to 5x your sales pipeline, close twice as many deals, but most importantly, go out and do big things. See you on the next one.